Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in once again. So I thought I would do a stash ad video. Have not done one of those in a while, so it's been some time before I figured, well, why not show you a few things we picked up along the way and all that fun stuff. Because like I say, we've been collecting things here and there, but just it's been a minute. So I figured, I'll show you what we picked up recently and run with that. A while back, Tony Lancer got a hold of me and said, hey man, you want to go to the hobby shop? A couple of us are going. I said, sure, why not? So it's kind of a last minute deal. And we loaded up. So it's Tony Lancer, myself, Paul from Styrene Relics, and Phil from Horton's Hot Rods. So Paul and Phil have the YouTube channel, so go check those guys out. I'll put the links in the description below and run with that. So we went down there, stopped at Great Lakes Hobby. A lot of us in the Michigan area know that hobby shop well. Good place to go. And like I said, it's kind of last minute ride. So I wasn't really planning on picking up a few things. And I thought, well, I went down there. I was looking for a specific item and he didn't have it. So anyways, on top of that, we picked up this one instead. I know a lot of you guys probably have this or haven't had it or maybe had it. Picked up the 79 Screaming Chicken Firebird, the large scale 1/16 Trans Am by MPC. Cool kit. I mean, I like this guy. I built this kit years ago. I believe the one I built years ago was the anniversary, the silver white with the tricolor bird on it. Really cool model. I wish I still had that because I had the cool wheels on it. So yeah, so we picked that up as I hit my dehydrator over here. Really neat kit. So what got me sold on this kit was the birds. It was the decals. You're not limited to just the gold bird that comes on the box that's like this. You also get the gold, you get the red, and the blue. So your choices are pretty open for car color, interior, stuff like that. I picked this up for $26.99 at brick and mortar. I mean, that's, I think, cheaper than the Hobby Lobby 40% off. But I was told the price is going up on these kits. So if you guys are interested in one, he told me at the hobby shop that prices are going up, pretty significant. I believe almost $10. So might want to grab one if you're looking for one. So like I say, I do have another one here. I actually have it started. It's sitting here on the bench, per se. Typical MPC. You got to do a little work with them. But it's a nice kit. Had a little work to do on the hood. But all in all, it should be a pretty cool build. So there will be videos coming up on that. I just haven't got around to doing it. Like I said, I kind of just started it. That's pretty much as far as I got. I got out of the box, did a little bit of work on it. There we have it. So when I was down there, also picked up some bare metal foil. If you guys do bare metal foiling, you can never have enough of this stuff. I actually did a tutorial on this on making homemade bare metal foil, and it works just as good, if not better, than this stuff. Why I buy it, I don't know, because I can make it, pennies on the dollar going the other way. But the problem is I just make it in such large quantities, I feel like I end up throwing most of it away anyways. So every time I go and pick it up, or see it, I'll pick it up. Maybe it's laziness. I don't know. It's probably laziness because I'm pretty good at that. So we're down there, Phil Hayes carrying around this pile of models like, dang, we're kind of feeding off each other, having some fun. They're like, do you really need all those? Are you going to buy all those? And Tony, he's picking them up. He put one down. He picked one up. He put down. And I thought, but you know what? Is that even a question? Do we ever need any more models? I hear that all the time, you never can buy enough models. Everybody has these massive stashes. But I tell you what, I think it's a sickness. It's a disease. It's one of those, oh man, we got to buy, it was cheap. That's why I bought it. It's cheap. I'm trying to rein myself down from that, but it's hard. It's really hard. I think they need to come up with a class kind of like AA. We can call it, MA, for Modelers Anonymous, or something like that. I think that's what we need. We all should go, but, anyways, it's fun. I love buying model kits. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So we went to another hobby shop. This is called the Prop Shop. This is about 10 miles further south. I can't remember if we're still in Sterling Heights or did we go to, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I was a backseater that day, having a lot of fun, chit-chat with the guys. We went to that hobby store and we picked up some Mr.Color thinner. They sell Mr. Hobby products there in MCW. So that was really cool. So we picked up this. I love this Mr. Hobby thinner. I know there's a lot of other alternatives out there, but for me, I like this stuff. That was kind of cool. He had that, and he had it in stock, which was really cool. And also picked up some of my rapid thinner. This is my favorite stuff right here. I found this works really, really good for a lot of applications. And what else did we get from there? Oh, we picked up some gold leaf. A friend of mine, Bob from Midwest Scale Model Group, he did a car and he was working on, and we got talking about gold paints, and I told him, I said, man, I'm always trying to find a really nice gold color paint. And he says, try out the Gold Leaf by Tamiya. This is X12. This is an acrylic. And I tell you what, this is pretty. It's a really nice color. He showed me some pictures of when he worked on it. I thought, wow, that looks really good. And I thought, you know, I just picked up that Trans Am, so yep, that'll work good. That worked really good. Got 2 bottles of those, and I think Paul picked up 2 bottles. So we cleaned them out. You only had 4 bottles there. So that was awesome to grab that. And I was just getting ready to check out, and Tony yells over, hey, weren't you looking for this? And I thought, oh, I didn't know they had it. I didn't see it. So thank you, Tony, for pointing that out to me. The Mr. Hobby liquid mask. This is the Neo. I don't know if you guys ever used liquid mask before. I had this bottle of the Microscale Industries, their micro mask. This didn't go on as good as I thought it would. It works. I watched some airplane videos, and a lot of you guys use this stuff for masking. If you guys never use this, it is in a pretty color teal. It does have a straw in it, so it's really thick. So what you do is you basically put it in some conjoined area where you can't get tape, you know, like a hard, sharp 90 and it's tucked in somewhere. That's where this comes in really good. You can just brush it on real nice, paint it, rip it off like a Band-Aid, and, well, maybe not that fast, you know, but you want to peel it off, and it leaves that perfect edge for you, or however you brush it on. I guess if you're like a 4-year-old and you slopped on it, it's going to look like that. Anyways, really cool stuff. I've been looking for it for a long time, so I'm hoping this does the job for me. You know, looking at the bottle, I hope it's not like separating or something, so maybe I better get using it. So that's what we picked up there. That was a fun trip. It was a good time. Had a good time. Anyways, got a few things in the mail from Hobby Nut Models. Hobby Nut Models does support the channel, so Mark, I really appreciate that. As usual, I always get my MCW paints from there. Hobby Nut's where I usually get my MCW, so I got a little case right here. He'll ship these in these little containers if you guys ever buy them from him. So we got some cool colors, and I always buy my enamels because you guys know I'm a big enamel user. So first color we got, this is Turbine Bronze. So this is the color of the turbine car, the Johan turbine car. That's a love-hate relationship with a lot of people. I personally like the car. I've never even really seen one in real life. Maybe I did. I think there's one at Henry Ford Museum. But anyways, I always thought it was cool. I had the kit that has the opening doors. I think there was 2 kits where one didn't have the opening, one did. So mine has the opening doors. I heard it's a challenge. Challenge accepted. I will try to put it together one day. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Someday soon. Not really sure on that, but yeah, so we got that for that car. For that one day I am ready to do it, I'll be ready because I have the paint there in stock. We also got some race red. I believe this is a newer Ford color. This is a beautiful color. It's kind of in between, kind of like blood red and like fire engine red. It's a really sharp color. I'm not sure what we're going to use that on, but I just seen it, I thought, ooh, that's cool. Did I really need that? Another color we got was Midnight Blue. This is beautiful color. If you guys never sprayed this color, this is very, very sharp. I'm planning on using this on my Trans Am build, I believe. There will be videos coming on that soon, shortly. You know what? I don't know when they're going to come out. Let's be honest, I don't know. But we're working on it. We're working on it in time. Another color we got. Okay, so this is a cool color. I've never used this yet. I've been wanting to get it for a while, and it seems like this is one color he's always out of stock of. This is their Cyber Orange. So when you buy this, you get 2 bottles. It comes in a set. They have a couple other sets like this. I do have the red. There's like a, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a red color, and it's a kind of a base and a tint. So this is the same thing. So you get 2 bottles. I've not yet used it, and I have a model kit here I'm going to show you in a minute that we're going to use it on. I'll do a demo, a tutorial on it or whatnot. So we'll be learning together. We'll see how it works. So you get your base color. So this is 202133E. So that is your base color. So you obviously put that down first. And then second, once that's done, you're going to put down this 02134E. This is the tint. So this goes on top of it. So this is almost like a pearl that'd go over top of that. Kind of like a base clear type setup. I'm really curious to see how this is going to look. It looks cool in the pictures anyways. So like I said, we'll do a little tutorial on that. And last I got from there was another bottle of clear. I love their clear. It goes on pretty good. So we got that. And also picked up a bottle of Mr. Hobby Leveling Thinner, aka Unicorn Tears as we all call it, because it's just that rare, hard stuff to find sometimes. So every time I see a bottle, I'll pick it up and run with that. So that's what we got from Hobby to Model and all that fun stuff. So the next few things we picked up was from Walmart. A lot of you guys know Walmart had models during Christmas time, and I am not a big Walmart shopper per se. I try to avoid the place, to be honest with you, just because. Wife been in there, so as I mentioned these, this isn't like we've been in there every day. This is probably weeks on end, going in there for different things. So first off, we went in there, or actually my wife was in there. So I have to say I'm pretty blessed because she buys me model kits when she's out and about. She sees them, she'll pick them up for me. I hear stories all the time like, oh, I wish my wife did that. And yeah, I get it. I mean, I do. A lot of wives hate that you do the hobby, you know. Just so I'm fortunate she's pretty good with it, and she goes along with it pretty good. She goes to the shows with me, so I'm pretty fortunate with that. Anyways, she was in there, and she always FaceTimes me on the phone, and I'll be at work, and she calls me and says, hey, I'm here and here. She says, would you like me to pick this up? Like, oh, cool. So she picked this up the other day. The 67 Shelby GT350. I have a few of these on the shelf. They're the Ertl brand, the AMT Ertls, but I haven't put those together yet. But this here, I seen this with the orange. My friend Bob called me a while back. He said he picked this up at Walmart. I was like, really? I didn't know our Walmart got models kind of late, just before Christmas. They had this there, and she picked it up, and I thought, you know what? If anything, the box art's beautiful. I love the box art. And I'm always impressed with AMT. They always do the, you know, the multiple, like, you know, 3-in-1, 2-in-1s or whatever. So you can always do a little bit of customizing, or you can do a stock or whatever version you want. I believe this might be just a one and done, but still cool box art. I'm thinking that cyber orange would look really, really good on this. That's probably what we're going to do it on. Just a heads up if you're keeping track. So a while back, her and I were in there together, and now they're kind of getting thinned down, or getting down to almost nothing. And I picked up a couple kits. Was it? No, I think I picked up one. I think that was what. And we ended up getting a 66 Thunderbird. Now this is a 3-in-1 kit. This is a customizing kit. They had this there, so I thought, well, I'll pick it up. And I got a couple of them here already, but not in this box art. Not to me that the box art makes that big a difference. It's basically what's inside that makes it different. But I think it's cool that you get the 3-in-1 because you get a lot of extra parts. Are you probably going to use them? Probably not. They're just going to bin with all the other stuff. But hey, at least you know you got it for that one day, just in case. So you can do some customized kits with this. For me, that's really not my flavor. I don't care for the looks of that. But for 3-in-1, you do get a lot of extra parts for this thing, even if you try to use it for something else. You guys know I'm more of a box stock guy. So this guy here in the end, or even the front cover, that's probably more my speed. Probably not that green. I'm not a fan of that, but still kind of a cool kit. Later down the road, I believe it was another week, she went in there for some prescriptions or something like that, and she walked by and she said, I got a few left. She ended up picking me up the Dodge Daytona Shelby Z model from MPC. Yes, I know it's not everybody's thing. Another love-hate type thing. I personally like this car. I had an 84 back in the day, and this kit represents that very well. MPC does make the 84 model, which I do have one of those here. I built it like the one I had. But I've always liked this with the hideaway headlights, the smooth nose. I always thought this was a really sharp car. Like I say, I'm a kid from the 80s, and I thought this was one of the cool cars out there back in the day, out of the Dodge lineup. And if you guys have never built this kit, this builds very, very well. This is a re-release, so it's been out for a little bit. You know, thanks for round 2, they bring these models back, and you know, this one's still in nice shape. It builds up very well, and it's a nice little kit. It builds up pretty good. So once again, she was at Walmart again, like a week later, something like that for something. She strolls by the model box thing again, and she says, hey, they only got a couple left. Would you want me to pick some up? And I thought, okay. So anyway, she picked up another Daytona. I says, well, why not? Give me another one. And she says, well, they only had 2 left, so I figured why I got you both of them. So yeah, so now we got 3 Daytonas. Very cool. So we're in Daytona City at this point. And she sells the last 2, but you know, for 19 bucks, once again, there's that sickness thing. Sure, let's get it. Do we need it? No, but we got it. But a lot of the model shows coming up around the country. We're doing the red, white, and blue theme, including our show we're doing in Saginaw at SVSU College, coming up in February. If you guys are in the area, check that out. That's awesome, because there's like 500 plus models on the table for that. You see the flyer at the beginning of the video. So that's coming up around the corner. So I'm trying to get some builds done before these shows start, because I've been putting it off. I've been working on this other truck. So last night I did a live stream with Ken on the channel, Modeling in Retirement. So go check that out. We had a good time. It was about an hour and a half podcast, live podcast. And that was the subject, was kind of talking about box stock versus customization. I love doing box stock. It's more my thing, but I'm doing this customized truck, doing a lot of 3D parts on it, and it's slowed me down to a crawl on other things, so I benched it for a bit. I got other things coming up I want to build, like say the red, white, blue theme's coming up, and I thought, you know what, I got 3 of these Daytonas. We can maybe do red, white, blue theme with these things. But things have changed, so we got another thing in plan for that. You'll see that coming up soon. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Yep, that's it. So I figured do a little stash ad, show what we picked up recently, and run with that. So once again, thanks for checking out the channel, tuning in. Let me hang out with you guys for a few minutes, and we will see you guys on the next video or the next model show, whichever comes first. You guys have a good one, and thanks for watching.